Each fall throughout much of Japan, chrysanthemum festivals known as Kiku Matsuri are held in celebration of this beloved flower. In this video, we will be visiting such a festival at Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine on the island of Kyushu. The variation of flowers seen at these festivals is nearly beyond belief. This video endeavors to illustrate the extreme range of form, color, size, as well as training style of this plant in Japan. The history and biology of the chrysanthemum flower, called Kiku in Japanese, is long and complicated. So without further ado, let's have a look at the show and these fascinating flowers. The largest class of flowers are known as ogiku, and the true giants among these are called atsumono, meaning thick object. These are also known as Irregular Incurve class in the West. These amazing flowers can be up to 8 inches across each. A common training style for large flowered kiku is this triad of blooms known as sanbonjitate. The 3 flowers represent balancing essential elements in accordance with ancient Chinese philosophy: Ten, Qi, and Jin, meaning heaven, earth, and human, respectively. Rather than having 3 separate plants per pot, the expert growers have trained exactly 3 stalks to grow from one plant, with each bearing exactly 1 massive flower through a process called disbudding. Another common training style of large flowered kiku is known as fukusuke zukuri, named after a large-headed dwarf doll associated with good luck in Japanese culture. In this form, the flowers are nearly as large as the plant itself. Another large flowered class of kiku is called kudamono, meaning tube object in Japanese, due to its tube-shaped florets. In the West, these are the well-known spider class of chrysanthemum. As with the atsumono kiku, these large flowered plants can be grown in the sanbonjitate style, or as a single flowered plant. It is also common to see groups of 5, 6, or 7 flowers per plant, each growing on its own stem. To display the flowers in a more upright form, each is supported by a wire coil at its base. The ichimonji flower type is another popular kiku in Japan. From this flower, the Japanese royal family crest was patterned, and so it is known as the noble family crest chrysanthemum. These 2 are trained to have 1 to 7 flowers per plant. Individual flowers are nearly as big as the atsumono type and range across a wide spectrum of colors. The florets are broad and heavy, and so are propped up with a disc of white paper under each blossom. The royal family crest has exactly 16 florets, as in this carved wooden door design, and so growers try to produce flowers with that exact number, but often fail. Within the main courtyard of the shrine, there were displayed an entirely different training style of monk, bonsai zukuri, kiku designed to mimic various dwarf tree forms. The smallest of these could be classified as komono, meaning small object. It should be noted that all Kiku used to make these bonsai-like forms have flowers no more than 3 centimeters across and are known as kogiku, meaning small mum. Another popular form is the forest grouping, known as yosei ue. Finally, Kiku are trained to grow over rocks in the traditional cascade style, known as kengai, literally meaning overhanging cliff. Another cascading form common at Kiku Matsuri are called kengai zukuri, also meaning overhanging cliff, but are not trained in the bonsai zukuri style. In this case, a single plant is trained onto a bamboo lath structure that is typically around 5 to 6 feet long and pointed at one end. This end is positioned so that it dips downward, hence having a cascading design. Through application of a lot of fertilizer and repetitive pinching of new growth, a nearly continuous mat of flowers is developed over the framework. Using this same technique, plants can be trained into almost any shape. Such training styles nearly always use smaller flowered plants. An astonishingly diverse group of Kiku are commonly known as Chukiku in Japan, simply meaning middle-sized chrysanthemum. These are used in a variety of ways, as potted plants, as spray flowers, in funeral arrangements, and as garden subjects. Relatively small flower types grown in pots are known as potomomu, or western potted mums. Using the Western classification scheme, the single and semi-double class is commonly grown in Japan. The Pompon Class are also quite popular in Japan. Another interesting flower type is the Anemone class, since these resemble the flowers of members of the genus Anemone. A truly odd group are the brush or thistle class. These were first developed hundreds of years ago in the Saga area of Kyoto, and so are known as Sagagiku in Japan. A well-known type throughout the world is the spoon class. The tubular florets are tipped with a spoon-like flare at their ends. The range of types of these mid-sized flowers is truly astounding, so much that I have a hard time placing them into a class. Rather than try, let's just have a look at a sampling. If you find yourself in the Fukuoka area in mid-November, I highly recommend you visit the Kiku Matsuri at Dazaifu Tenmangu Shrine. You won't be disappointed.